Yeah, so Juice was just running his route. I was going to cover Elijah. And, I play defense for a reason. I don't like getting hit. I like hitting people. So he ran into me and, I got the brace on. So that brace hit me in my stomach. So I knocked the wind out of myself, honestly. All I had was D'Amico on the head said, "Get up." Like I said, it's not a true NFL season if I don't get one of those at least before we have our first game. So
Good to get out of the way now.
Oh, without a doubt, day one, perfect.
Brandon was in here earlier talking about how annoying it is to go against Fred all the time. What is it like playing next to him when he's understud?
Honestly, it's like all of us are always yapping. And, it's honestly great playing with him. Like, coming in, me, Dre, playing as rookies, he was in his second year. So we kind of always were able to, like, okay, have a little bit of a blueprint. Okay, how did it go for him? Obviously, we're all in different situations. He was third round pick. I wasn't drafted. Dre was late. But just still, like, to have kind of a little bit of a model, a little bit of saying, okay, this is how this goes for him, this is how this works for him. So it's really good because you can learn from other people's mistakes or success. So that's kind of how I piggybacked off of just him and like really we're so close. I feel like all of us as a group, our whole group is really close. And the team is really close, but our group specifically, we've been with each other now for going on 4 years for the most of it. So it's just a really close group, really good bond. When we out there playing, we all just love talking, and especially when we're going against offense.
You guys had pre-practice summit with all the linebackers and D'Amico, and obviously D'Amico, former All-Pro. You've got Fred and All-Pro in there. What's that meeting like? What do you guys discuss, and how much do you pick up out of that?
Really, it's just us talking just about what's about to go on that day. Different keys, things like that. And the conversations are really just laid back. I mean, it can be about pretty much anything. We talk about wife and kids, probably. It can be about anything. But just getting our minds right, ready for practice. Obviously, D'Amico was a hell of a player, and obviously a great coach as well now. And even though he's a D coordinator, he's still like, our linebacker coach at heart. Him, Johnny obviously was his coach, so it's just a real tight bond between all of us. So we always talk all the time.
What's it like having Johnny back this year, every day?
It's awesome because he honestly, especially for me, I remember as a rookie when I was coming in, I had to stay in the summertime because I was coming off the ACL. I remember I used to go to his house during the summertime. I had a bike for like the first 2 years. I didn't even have a car, and I would ride my bike from the little Santa Clara Marriott to his house. We would like hang out. It was like on the weekends when people don't even have practice, nothing like that. So me and Johnny were really close since I was young as a rookie, and so not having him last year really hurt. We talked all the time after the games. We were on the phone, he's texting and all that stuff throughout the week. But having him in the room is awesome.
We used to give you coaching notes.
Oh yeah, well, I'm talking about he might be in there getting treatment, and he over there sending me a whole paragraph. I saw in this play, you did that. So I mean, honestly, it's like having like a granddad, something that you like. Even the other day we out there yesterday for like a little condition test or whatever, and he's over there just taking pictures of all of it. I'm like, this is literally it's like a grandfather who's just taking in the moment at the family cookout. So honestly, it's awesome having him back.
Do you have the radio receiver in your helmet that you play some middle, or do all three of you guys kind of wear it for the practice?
Yeah, I have it in. So pretty much anybody that is going to play Mike has it in their helmet. So I know me and Fred and then a couple other guys. It's a lot of people, especially during training camp. They just try to make sure you're versatile and can play pretty much all the positions.
How much does that help you even when you're not playing middle? Just kind of hearing all the chatter that Fred is taking in and some of the other guys.
Yeah, it's good because you pretty much is just constant repetition of getting the calls, getting lined up. So we're obviously when you're out there, even though he's getting the call, as soon as he gets it, you're landing and we're all talking and communicating. That Fred just had to talk by himself. It'll be a long day. He'll tell you himself, like, he does a lot for our defense, but it doesn't run unless all of us are communicating together. So it's a group effort for sure, but it's a lot easier when it's two people with the headset in as opposed to the game. Obviously, it's just waiting for him. So when I hear it, I make sure I'm saying it to my side. He's saying it to his side. Everybody else is relaying the message. So it's a lot easier.
Can you shed some light into just what you had to go through this offseason in terms of recovery, knees, shoulders, and then why you got elbow braces?
Yeah. So I know I said shoulder, but I didn't have shoulder surgery. I had elbow surgery. my left elbow, and I had surgery on my left knee. That was minor surgery on my knee, but her elbow was just something that towards the end really bothered me. It was kind of just coming in and out of place, and I was playing with it like that for pretty much the whole playoff stretch. But had the procedure, it's a couple month recovery, and really been training the last 3 months, 2-3 months, feeling really good. But now the elbow braces for me, I just kind of embrace it, like literally, but embrace it, just wearing it. I mean, I don't want to have my career go down to an elbow. That sounds horrible. So I'd rather just be safe than sorry for sure.
What's competition like between you and Joe Draymond? Like, is there a battle between you two as far as who stays on the field when it comes to like nickel and stuff like that?
No, for sure. I can't stand that guy. No, bro, Dre is literally like my brother. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I remember we came in as rookies. We were roommates, and I couldn't stand him as a roommate. I love him as a brother and a teammate. But honestly, it's literally like I would never want to see him do bad. I would never wish anything bad for him, and vice versa. The competition with all of us, because even if, like, okay, well, Fred got the money, he's the guy, but all of us every day are all competing from the bottom all the way to the top, and especially look at, like I said, the guys that came in since I was a rookie, me, Demetrius, Dre, and then now Fred. You know, we all kind of been growing up together for the last couple of years, so we always compete with each other. You know, always critiquing each other and trying to pick up off of each other's games, because there's certain things that one of us does better than the other, and you're not mad at the person for being better in that area. You just try to learn from them and just pick up off of different things. At the end of the day, I feel like we're the best group. Everybody thinks we always got to put it on tape. And when you put it on tape and when you're practicing with the guys that are the best, you're going to get better. So it's not about trying to, oh man, I look over my shoulder, I want to stay on the field. It's going to turn out how it turns out. It is what it is.
What was the one thing you did as a roommate that got under your skin the most?
He was just not very clean.
Facing Trey Lance, what have you seen from him? Just a few practices so far, but what have you seen from him in his procedure, his processing out there?
Yeah, I think just in general, like even thinking for myself as a rookie, it's just night and day from year 1 to year 2, because you got to go through that whole process of just learning how the NFL works. You know, it's completely different no matter what school you went to, how big of a prospect you think you are, or you were. It's few and far between that can just come in and just not miss a beat. Nick Bosa's probably the only one that I've seen. But like it's really just a whole different deal. So when you go through that first year, all the ups and downs, all the criticism, all the people talking, and then now seeing him this year, you can tell like he's ready. He's more poised. I feel like the decisions he's making, when you talk about throwing the ball, like he's always had an arm, but I mean it's literally just different, and you can see it. I think when he first came in, you're like, damn, like the dude throwing the ball so hard, he's not throwing picks because we can't catch him. And then now it's like just the way that he operates, like he's just so much on point. And that's what you expect, over time. And somebody who takes their craft pretty serious. He's somebody that, I feel like he leads just by the way that he shows everybody what he's going to do. All the stuff that he's going to talk about, all the criticism that he has to take. I think he carries it really well, especially to be such a young guy. So.
Do you feel like he's making his decisions faster?
100%. I think his overall process is faster because it's just repetitive. You see the same reps, the same thing over and over, for a whole year, and then having OTAs, it's kind of a little pick me up, and then now training camps. I feel like you can tell he's definitely way more comfortable, obviously, in the second year than you are in the first one, for sure.
I'm trying to remember the offseason, but both of you were a restricted free agent. Just wondering whether you got interest from other teams, or you had any visits or anything like that during that period.
Yeah, honestly, I'd much rather not talk about it. I'm just happy to be in San Francisco. Happy that I'm back here, honestly. That's what my focus is right now. But yeah, as far as that goes, I'm San Francisco 49er until somebody tells me otherwise.
Is there any pressure, or is it fun to think that you guys specifically, the linebackers, regard as the best in the NFL? Is that something that brings you pressure when you think about it, or is it something that you really fun and embrace it because at the end of the day you're also one of the best defenses in the NFL?
Honestly, it's something that last year in the offseason, as a linebacker group, I remember Fred, he brought it up, and that's what we said we're going to start breaking it down. This is before anybody said anything about how good we were supposed to be. And, at the end of the day, nobody cares because it's just like draft picks. You get drafted high, you get drafted low, wherever. I was obviously undrafted, so if I listened to what everybody told me I was supposed to be, I probably wouldn't be standing up here right now. So a lot of it is just drowning out the praise, just like you drown out the negative. You know, it's kind of like all internal. So like I told you, we're competing with each other to make ourselves better. But yeah, of course, you like having the recognition that you feel like matches who you are. But you understand that now when people are giving you that, it becomes a lot more targets, which, you know, we embrace. Like I said, at the end of the day, you go out there and play the game. I don't care what recognition or who you are. When you strap it up, you got to put it on tape. So that's what we try to do, and we take pride in that.
What are your expectations of the defense this season? You have Nick Bosa coming back, hopefully at full strength, you know, after his injury. You have your depth at linebacker, and then you added Ward in the secondary. So what are your expectations?
I think the same expectation I would hope for any defense or anybody starting off the year is, you know, be the best. But at the end of the day, excuse me, I did that twice. At the end of the day, it's one day at a time. So that's what we're gonna do, is take it one day at a time. And literally, like right now, is, you know, you're building the fundamentals, the building blocks for what you're trying to put on tape come September. So literally, it's day one in the books, and it's gonna keep going away at it so that we can, at the end of the season, look back and be the best defense.
How have you seen just the linebacker position in general develop since you got in the league? It feels like it's all about speed and range now.
Oh, for sure. I remember coming out at a scout. I'm not gonna speak for who it was, but when he was sitting there telling me I think I waited before the combine or my pro day, I was like 225. I remember he's looking at me like, oh, you 225? Oh, you got safeties that big. And then you get into the league, and every team is different, but especially here, like, if you a linebacker, you basically a bigger DB, because we cover wide receivers in the slot. You got to, you know, obviously cover tight ends. Like, a lot of what we do is running sideline to sideline and making plays, you know, in the pass game and the run game. So you just see, like, obviously, I mess around with DeVito. We all like to mess with him. It's like, obviously, his style of linebacker back then, you know, he's 250 pounds when he's playing. And, you know, all pro and a great player. And we mess around with him all the time. He ain't taking no specials. He ain't taking no over routes with no receivers and man coverage. And he was playing today. So it's just a different style of football. It's a lot more faster, obviously pass happy. And so you just definitely got to be ready to roll, especially for this defense.
All right, appreciate it, Azeez.
Yeah, thank you guys.